You guys are in for such a treat because this individual, his name is Ray Higdan. You have to understand something about Ray. In the real estate crash of 2008, he lost everything and went into personal foreclosure. He bounced back to become the #1 income earner in his relationship marketing company. And then with his wife, they achieved next level success by building an Inc. 5000 training and education company. He has the #1 community for relationship marketers. And in the last 2 years, his community Rank Makers has helped bring in over 200,000 customers, recruit more than 50,000 or nearly 50,000 independent representatives, and been directly responsible for helping his community rank advance over 10,000 times. Now, I've spent a great deal of time with Ray and his wife over the last couple of years, and I can tell you he is all heart. He's one of the most genuine people you will ever meet, and he loves seeing people become successful. Now, with his wife, Jess, the two of them together are a force for good in the world. So please pay attention, take some notes. I guarantee you he's going to impart some pearls of wisdom that will change your future if you let it. So with that, let's bring up my good friend, Mr. Ray Higdan.
Hey, thanks so much, Robert. That was amazing. I appreciate you. And I love the Wheel of Intrigue. That's amazing. I want one of those. So awesome. So I am honored to be on here and excited. You know, anything that Courtney and Robert are doing is I'm all in. And so honored to be on here. You know, the topic that I'm going to share is how to double your team and reduce your frustration. And so I hope that is a topic that excites you. I hope that it is a topic that is will be valuable and beneficial to you. And so I appreciate. Hello, hey, what's up, Tina, Manny, Wendy? Yes. So I don't want to assume that people know my story, so I'll just share it very, very quickly, and we'll get into the training and the strategies and all of that. And so, I think the thing that people need to know right now is applicable to today's day and age is my career was really born in a tough situation. And, I had been in real estate for many years and here in the state of Florida. And when the real estate market crashed, I didn't know what I was going to do. I got completely wiped out, meaning, I emptied my 401k, my IRA that I'd had since I was 18, 19 years old. I was sold furniture, still ended up in foreclosure, also went through a divorce, was chased by bill collectors. I had two, when my buddy introduced me to a network marketing opportunity, I was in really tough shape because, and there's some similarities to what the market, what was going on in the market then versus now, in that no one was hiring. Everyone I knew was affected by real estate. Everyone I knew was either in foreclosure or going into foreclosure. And it was tough times. And so, I didn't have a job to go to, didn't have money to start any kind of, expensive business. I'd been in expensive businesses. Me and a partner had bought an advertising franchise a couple years earlier. It was $40,000 and literally never made a dime from that. So that was very poor timing there. And so I didn't want to know what I was going to do. So I really owe a lot to network marketing, and we're honored to be a part of people's journey in the network marketing space. And so when I got introduced to that network marketing company, I said, you know what, I'm going to make this thing happen. And there were 3 things that I committed to making it happen over there. Long story short, did become the #1 income earner in that company, made millions of dollars. In 2016, my wife and I decided to focus on our coaching and training business. And so we have been coaching and training in the network marketing space for quite a few years now. I work with a lot of rock stars. I have one client right now that legit brings home over $1 million a month from her network marketing company. And that's not funny math. That's not volume. That's actual income. I have another client that has 750,000 in his organization. And I think we even have a couple of our clients that are speaking today, which is really awesome. So I've been blessed to work with the best of the best. And so I know what works when it comes to duplication, when it comes to running contests, when it comes to culture of leading large groups. And so I want to share with you some of those things that hopefully will help you out. The biggest understanding that I think leaders need to know around leadership is the varying levels of desire. And there are so many different things I could pick of, I think this is most important for leadership, or this is most important. I really believe that the most important, if you have big goals, if you want to have the largest influence possible, the largest impact possible, the largest check possible, it's understanding that there are varying levels of desire. And I learned this, I always love to give credit. I learned this from a gentleman named Larry Thompson. Larry has been in the network marketing space for over 50 years, and he teaches a principle that talks about this, and we call it the Thompson rule, and that's 80, 15, and 5. 80% of your organization have a level of desire to make $0 to $500 a month. And when leaders hear that, they're like, I know, it's so frustrating. How do we get them to step it up? And that's the wrong conclusion. That's the wrong response to that information. The right response is, how do we create an environment where they feel acknowledged, they feel loved on, and they will stick around longer to possibly increase their level of desire. And so too many times a leader, a hard-charging alpha leader, will chase out large percentages of their organization because they think it's intensity, right? Let me just shake them up and let me look what this person just did. They hit it in 90 days. You need to hit it too, right? So they think it's intensity that gets people to move in the network marketing space. And is there a percentage of people that are affected by intensity? Sure, but there's actually way more that are negatively impacted. And so I want to help you to think differently. And so back to the rule, 80% of people in your organization, whether you walk on water, whether you sing Beatles tunes to them all day long, or whether you are a total lunatic to them, 80% of your organization has a desire level of $0 to $500 a month. Now, notice I said desire level, not result level. I'm not talking result level. I'm saying desire level, okay? And that's very, very important for you to understand that distinction, because too often people will hear this and say, oh, that's where I am. I'm at that. Well, where you're at result-wise and where your team is at result-wise may actually be different than their desire-wise, okay? And we'll talk about that. But 80%, $0 to $500 a month, 15%, $2,000 to $3,000 a month. If 15%, if those people get to $2,000 to $3,000 a month, they're good to go. Like that's kind of their cap to how much they're hoping to make in network marketing. They feel pretty good. That's their desire. If only I can get to $2,000 to $3,000 a month. And only 5% of any organization has a level of desire to make $25,000 or more a month. And what is interesting is almost all training is geared toward who? 5%ers. Almost every speaker on any stage is a 5%er. Now, that makes sense because the super producers, they earned that stage. They should be up there. They should be the ones sharing, what are they doing to make millions of dollars, et cetera. The problem exists when a 5%er doesn't understand the other 95%. And so let me give you, I find that it's best to teach this with analogies, okay? So think about the gym owner. The gym owner is, on the whole, operates a lot smarter than most network marketing leaders. Fact. So if I go into the gym and I go and I'm on the treadmill for 5 minutes, right? And I got, I got wristbands, I got a headband, I got big Beats by Dre. And so I'm on the treadmill for 5 minutes. I'm like, whoo, I'm whipped. And I go over to the dumbbells that I didn't even lift and I take a selfie for Instagram, right? Killing it, right? Maybe I lift it for the picture, then set it right back down. Ooh, that was heavy, right? And I go to walk out the door. What does the gym owner say? Does a gym owner challenge me and say, hey, I thought you were serious about gains, or hey, I thought you wanted to lose some weight, biggin? No. What does the gym owner say? Gym owner says, hey, way to go, bud. Killed it. Man, whoo, looking good, buddy. Why? Why does the gym owner just not care? No, the gym owner cares. The gym owner really enjoys my membership. I get those two confused. And so if you can just be more allowing of people's level of desire, you will grow a larger organization. I guarantee you. Now, let me give you another analogy. This is a newer one that we've been sharing with people that I think brings it home. So a couple years ago, I did a consulting for an insurance sales call center. And so they were selling health insurance, selling life insurance, and they had shoe insurance. They had all kinds of new insurance. And so I consulted them on two things. One, their marketing, which was not great, and we helped them out, and their scripts that they used. And so they were not to get into details, but they were just very, very loose and not very structured. And so I helped them restructure their scripts on the phone, and it added $40,000 in revenue per rep. Okay. And they had, I think, 8 reps maybe. So that was pretty substantial. That was a substantial increase for that, pretty small sales team. Now, they were in an office. Okay. And they had maybe 10 desks. And so let's say that you have an office with 10 desks. So you got an office with 10 desks and, there's 10 desks, right? That's all you got. And let's say that you pay $7,000 a month in errors and omissions, liability insurance, commercial rent, for janitorial, like whatever else, right? If there's a home, if there's any kind of other penalties or fees or whatever, you pay $7,000. So if you're paying $7,000 a month for this office that has 10 desks, how much do you need each desk to make? Right? Over 700, right? You're hoping hopefully a lot more than 700. And so, but 800, right? So anything below 700, you might need to cut them, right? So sorry, Nancy, you've been at $500 a month for 3 or 4 months. You're not pulling your weight, Nancy. We're gonna have to get someone else in your desk. Now, why do I share that? Because that has nothing to do with network marketing, right? Well, that's how some leaders treat their teams. Some leaders treat their teams like, well, everyone needs to be producing. Everyone needs to be doing something. I have a large group of people not doing anything over there. Now, if you have an office and half of them are slacking, right? One of them just eating birthday cake every day somehow, just eating birthday cake. Hey, you gonna make any calls today? Nope, right? So some leaders operate like they have this overhead for their team, and if people aren't producing, they need to wake them up. They need to shake them up. They need to say, what's wrong with you? That's actually not the case. So I want to give you different scenarios. Let's say that you're the niece or nephew of Jeff Bezos, and you go to Jeff and you say, Uncle Jeff, man, I could really use man, I really wish I had some office space where I could put some people in to make some phone calls for me. And Uncle Jeff says, you know what? We just happened to relocate. We moved away from California. I got a couple warehouses there. They'll house easily 200 desks. And you know what? The desks are already there. Phone lines are already there. Go ahead, have at it. Well, Jeff, Uncle Jeff, I don't know if I can afford that over there. I mean, that's warehouse. Like, I don't have that kind of money. I'm a billionaire, babies. Just enjoy it. Just use it. Whatever you do with it, it's fine. Okay. So if that's the scenario, and Uncle Jeff gives you a couple warehouses, you got 200 desks in each warehouse, you're not paying anything in overhead. Nothing. No liability insurance, no commercial rent, nothing. No janitorial. All of it's taken care of. How hardcore are you on those people in that warehouse? Are you going down there and saying, hey, Betty, get that cake out of your mouth and get on the phone? Probably not. You're probably like, well, hey, whatever it gets made, right? I think most people would say, you know what, it's costing me nothing. Whoever sells something is kind of cool. So good luck. Now, maybe you're just always hard charging and you would shake them up, but more than likely you got almost an unlimited. Well, network marketing is better than that because you can have 200,000 people in call centers or social media accounts all over the world. You could have 500,000 in your organization and it not cost you a nickel of overhead. Only benefit. Only benefit. If they do something, I benefit. But see, most network marketing leaders operate like there's some kind of overhead for their team. Like there's some kind of pressure that needs to be applied. You don't have to. Now, let's say I go to that gym, back to the gym analogy. You follow me? You with me so far? Is this helpful so far? Is this making you think a little differently? Help? Let me know. Yes. Wendy says yes. So I'm moving forward. Thank you, Wendy. And so back to the gym owner. Let's say I go to the gym owner one day and I say, you know what? I've been coming here for a couple of years and paying my membership. And you know what? It's time for me to do something more drastic. It's time for me to really step it up and get diesel. It's time for me to get six-pack abs. I want to be on calendars and I want to make it happen. What will the gym owner say? Now, is the gym owner just like, bah, good luck? No, the gym owner is going to say, well, we got CrossFit over there, right? You got to grow a goatee and get some tats, but we got CrossFit. We got spin class over there. Those girls are going to, destroy you, but good luck, right? He's going to he or she is going to point, guide, and direct me to resources and tools so I can step it up. That's your job. That's your job as the leader. Your job as the leader is to love people for where they are, love and embrace them. Cool. Oh, you want to make it rain? Awesome. Well, go do this, report back in. Here's some tools. Here's some resources. Here's what you need to do. Go through the fast start. Here's the onboarding, et cetera, and so forth. Oh, you just want to enjoy the products? Totally cool. That's amazing. Enjoy. We're glad you're here. So grateful for you. Appreciate you so very much. If you ever want to do something, let us know. But either way, totally cool. And so the better you get at that, the more you'll increase your retention and the more you'll increase your longevity. And that is the key to a large organization. And this does not mean that you step off the gas of anyone that wants to make it rain. Someone raises their hand and they say, hey, I want to crush it. I want to kill it. I want to become $1 million earner. You say, great. Go do this, report back in. I'll work with you. Heck, we can chat every single day if you're doing the work. So it doesn't mean just become hands off and just, sit in the shade all day long, but it means don't create pressure where there doesn't need to be pressure. Don't create frustration where there doesn't need to be frustration. Two most common questions that I'm getting right now from not necessarily clients. Most of the clients, like they go through a period where we kind of recondition them, right? But not mainly from clients, but from other leaders, right? Two things. Number one, how do I get my team doing more? Probably the number one question. Number two, how do I recruit people that are actually motivated? That's probably the number two, right? So number one, how do I get my team to do more? Number two, how do I recruit people that are actually motivated? So here's the reality. The answer to number one is how do we get you not to need your team to do more? Because when you create that energy of, I sure wish they did more, they're not doing very much, you can't be in a place of gratitude. You can say it, I'm really grateful for them, but how do I get them to do more? That's not gratitude. That's not gratitude. And so you have this energy, I guarantee you, if you are asking that question, you are permeating through social media that energy, and your team, they feel like disappointments. So let me give you a taste of that. So let's say my amazing, beautiful wife, Jessica, let's say she comes home one day and she goes, oh, hey, sweetie. Hey, Ray, did you learn to play the guitar yet? And I'm like, no, I'm not really into the guitar. And she's like, oh, okay. No problem. Next day, hey, sweetie. Hey, did you get a chance to, download anything about playing the guitar? Baby, are you wanting me to learn the guitar? Like, I'm really not that interested, and I don't really want to learn the guitar. I mean, it's just not my deal. I'm sorry. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. How many days in a row do I have to be asked on did I learn the guitar before I start to feel like a disappointment? Want me to make it hit home a little easier? All right, here we go. So how many times does mom have to ask, are you dating anyone yet? How many times does the parent have to ask, hey, did you get a job yet? Hey, did you enroll in college yet? Before you feel like a disappointment. And let me tell you, one of the biggest things you need to eradicate from your routine is these checkup calls. Hey, Tina. Hey, Tina. Hey, just checking up on you. How you doing? Just checking up. Just what I do. Okay. For you, you think, wow, I really care. I'm such a caring leader. That's not how it's translated. Here's how it's translated. Hey, Tina, are you ever going to be worth my time? See, I'd really like to hit the next level, and you're not doing anything. So, yeah, I'm just calling to gently nudge you to let you know this is a business, Yeah. Well, let me know. Bye. That's how it feels. And so there is a way to do that, but you have to make it not so personal. You have to make it not so, I'm checking your pulse. Are they alive for sales? Are they ever going to do a damn thing? Are they worth my time? If you want large team, and I mean, and think about it, it blows my mind. How many people do you want to be directly compensated from and potentially greatly compensated from? I hope the answer is many, as many as I can. All of them. I want all people on planet in my organization. Well, if you're ever going to reach many, if you're ever going to reach a whole bunch, you can't make them feel like a disappointment. In fact, your number one eradicator of many is the word disappointment. Why? Why would I continue to show up to an organization where I felt like a disappointment? Like, don't we get enough of that in our lives? Don't we have other things, right? Isn't mom disappointed with us or someone else disappointed with us, right? Don't we get enough of that crap? Why do we need this in something we pay for? Just like the gym. If I go to the gym and the guy says, oh, you're done, huh? Have you actually lost any weight? Right? How long will I continue going to that gym? Why do I pay for this? Why do I pay for this feeling like a loser? Like, this sucks. I need to go somewhere where I don't feel like a loser, and I'll pay for that. People will pay to feel good. And let's really dial in the levels of desire. So if my level of desire is, and let's run the race. So I have a client, his name is Chiago. I mean, what a cool name. You already know he's cool, right? You can't be named Chiago and not be a cool dude, right? He's a cool dude, right? Wears backwards hat, ripped, six-pack abs, tats everywhere. He's a cool dude. Chiago, right? He's already cool, okay? So you got Chiago, chiseled, ripped to shreds, right? I mean, he's probably featured in calendars. Let me, more dad bod. Okay, no, I don't think humongous. Hopefully people don't use that word, but more dad bod. But let's say that's my goal. Dad bod, six-pack abs, Chiago, right? So what would happen to Chiago if he was reduced to dad bod? He'd be losing his mind. He'd be like, I can't take it. You need to understand that if someone's level of desire is $500 a month, they're not unhappy. They're not unhappy. You may be unhappy with their results, but they're not your results. Do you get that? So the problem, one of the biggest problems in leadership is projecting the results that you want, the level of desire you want, and you're projecting that on everyone else. Well, surely they want to be $1 million earner. They actually don't. That's not, they either don't believe they can, or it's just not a goal. Just not a goal of theirs. So you projecting that everyone's got my insane level of desire. Everyone wants to be a lunatic top earner, right? No. And so if you judge everything, if you're six-pack abs and you look around, you're like, look at all these miserable people. Look at that guy over there, dad bod. Oh, he's got to be so unhappy right now. Maybe he's not. Maybe he's not at all. Maybe he's totally fine with it. You have to understand that. If you want a large organization, you have to understand that there are going to be people that are going to be totes cool with dad bod level of business and income than six-pack abs level of income. You got to get that. Okay. I'll give you one more and then we'll move forward because I think we'll be ready. I'll give you one more and we'll move forward. So let's say I go to a church, right? So I go to a church and a collection plate goes around, we all put money in it and everything. And at the end, the pastor says, hey, Ray, I noticed that you didn't sign up for night classes. And I say, yeah, I saw that they were offered, Father, and I really appreciate that. I mean, that's, it's so cool you guys are doing that. I got fitted kids. I work like insane hours and I got a lot going on. I got events going on. I got, all kinds of stuff. And I just can't make that commitment. And the Father says, oh, okay, I just thought you were serious about God. How would you feel? Would you continue going to said church? Would you be guilted into doing the night classes? Or would you say, I'm out of here, man. What the heck? Don't treat me like that. Man, I gave to the collection plate and everything. That's what you're doing. So that's what leaders do. They consistently make those who don't have the same level of desire feel like disappointments, feel like stepchildren, feel like they're not wanted. And so if you can just dial that and just eradicate that, if I know leaders that if they saw someone at an event and someone said, oh, I'm telling you, I'm not making this up. I have heard this story over and over and over from many, many people. And, someone sees, they see top earner. They see Robert. Oh my God, Robert. Oh my God, he's more handsome than I thought. Oh my God, Robert, can I sit next to you? Is that possible? And Robert, different Robert, of course. Robert says, what rank are you again? And they're like, oh, I'm just part of the team. And it's probably, this is only for diamonds. I've heard that kind of story hundreds of times of someone that sees the person they really truly admire, think is amazing, but they're judged by their rank. They're judged by their level of result or level of desire. Terrible. That person might have stayed on auto ship for 25 years, but they gone. And so let me fix one of the problems that I created for you. So one of the problems that I created for you was, well, then how the hell do I reach out? Right? Do I just not reach out at all? I mean, I don't want to make them feel bad. You reach out, but you're pointing to something outside of them. So you reach out and you say, hey, Sally, I just want to let you know I love you. I'm so grateful that you're part of the organization. Listen, Sally, I don't know if you have any interest in this at all, but I want to make sure you know about the new contest that we're doing. And if you want to know more about it, I'll totally share it with you. And if not, totally cool. I just want to make sure you're aware of it. And totally, if you want to run, awesome. If not, that's fine. Totally okay. I just doing my job. Got to make sure you're aware of it. Hey, Wendy, I just want to let you know, I don't know if you saw the new flavor. We got lemon lime. Oh, delicious. And there's a lot of people that are telling their friends and family about it. And, I don't know if you wanted to, but I just want to make sure you're aware of the flavor in case you want to order it or in case you want to tell someone. And if neither of those situations, totally fine. So you're telling them about something outside of them. You're telling them about the promotion that you just launched in Transylvania, that you just got lemon lime, that there's now blue on the website, something, right? You're pointing to something outside of them that isn't so infecting. Because when it's like, hey, just checking up on you, most people are, they run around the world looking at what's wrong, number one, and what's wrong with me, number two. Those are the two things that rule their world. What's wrong and what's wrong with me, right? So one's right? So what's wrong and what's wrong with me, right? So let me give you another solution. The way that most companies, sorry, I'm sure we have some execs on here, but the way that most companies and the way that most leaders run contests are not great. And they create a very predictable behavior, okay? And this is, we touch on this in our branding and duplication playbook, but it's also in our leadership book, page 91, 92. So most companies and most leaders run contests with a very predictable reaction and a very predictable result, which is not great, not great. So how do most contests go? Most contests, first place, you get, Cadillac, second place, cash, third place, Lee press on nails, right? So it's a first place, second place, third place. Guess what most people don't believe? Most people do not believe they can ever be in the top three. And so there's a phrase that they use. It's 2 words. And their life is honestly ruled by this phrase. It's the reason they go ahead and eat that sugar at night. It's the reason that they just don't walk up the stairs. It's the reason that they don't participate in your contest. It's 2 words. It rules their life. Why bother? Why bother? It rules their life. So it's like, you know what? I've already blown my diet. Give me that Swiss cake roll. Right? They eat it. You know what? I'll just work out tomorrow. Let me take the elevator. Right? You know what? I can't be first, second, or third. Why even bother? Why even attempt it? And so the way that most people and companies probably more so, the way most leaders and most companies run contests, they create a why bother. They create a why bother with 95% of their organization. Now, will it activate your top producers? Will it activate the lunatics, right? 5% of them. Yeah, they'll activate because they love to compete. Like, yeah, man, I'm going to beat you, man. I'm going to beat you. Oh, you're going down, right? 5% of people. So that's not good. That's not good. If you just think about everything that you do as a leader, okay, how do I get a lot of people doing a little? That's how you win. Now, competitors, now let's talk about 5%ers just for a second. And let me define them too, because it's not by result. So I know a lot of $1 million earners that are like, yes, 5% are here. Guilty as charged. And I'll ask them, how many people you recruit a month? Oh, I haven't recruited people in years, Higdan. Then you're not a 5%er. Ouch. Ooh, ding. Right? What the hell do I mean? What do you mean they're $1 million? Because it's level of desire, not level of result. I know a lot of $1 million earners that have been sitting fat cats in their company for 10 years, haven't recruited anyone in years. They just arrived at a certain impact level they thought was decent, and that's where they sat. A 5%er is dictated by their attempts at personal production. So you have people in your organization right now that aren't making any money, but are trying their face off. They're grinding day in, day out. They're a 5%er. They actually are so hungry and they're so focus on attempts at personal production, they have a high level of desire. They'll show up to the event on time. They'll take notes. Okay. So I know that always stings some of my bigger earners because like, well, I want to be a 5%er. But here's the thing about true 5%ers. They need very little guidance. You could actually give them bad instructions. You could say, here, just read this. Here's the fast start. And they'll read it. It doesn't make any sense. It's in Chinese. And they're like, all right, I'll figure it out. So a 5%er needs very little instruction. They're competitive by nature. They're going to go after it no matter what. They just don't need, but they get all the attention. Now, they earned it. I'm not here bashing top producers. I'm not bashing them. But the big thing about top producers, they got to understand everyone else. So here's how you run. I guarantee you, and here's why I can make this guarantee. And I've had people say, well, Ray's not in the field anymore. He just doesn't get it. I'm actually in 50 fields right now because I help organize these contests. I audit Facebook groups for about 50 clients right now, people in health and wellness and travel and all kinds of different things. And so I get to witness what works and what doesn't in about 50 different companies right now. And here is guaranteed, and we've ran this so many different times. I've ran it with people who've been in network marketing for 5 years, 10 years. It is guaranteed to generate the most amount of production, okay? And it's by embracing that concept of how do I get a lot of people doing a little? Because your 80%ers and you add in the other 15, right? 95% of your organization can easily outproduce the 5%ers, easily. Not with monumental levels of effort, but just with sheer numbers. And so here's the best way to do it. And again, we talk about that in our brand and duplication playbook and in our leadership book. But you do a pre-contest and a contest, okay? And so you go to your organization and you say, hey, y'all, we're going to do a Soups Cool contest next week. Do not tell them the prizes because some people most people are looking for not how to win, but how do I lose? How do I shrink? How do I shrivel? How do I not play as big as possible? How do I fly under the radar? Okay. So you don't tell them what the prizes will be in the contest. Because if they're too big, they'll think, no way I could win that. There'll be too many people running for it. Why bother? If they're too small, they'll say, I don't really want that anyway. I don't want that pencil eraser. I already have one. Nah. They're looking not, how do I step up and play big? They're looking for how do I lose? How do I prove? That's their most important point. How do I prove that I'm going to lose? That's how they play. Okay. So you say, hey, we're going to do a contest next week. There's going to be some cool prizes. Don't you tell them what the prize is. Don't tell them because they'll just rule it out, right? They'll say, I don't want that, or I could never win that. Okay. So don't tell them prizes. Got it? All right. We're going to do a contest next week. For you to participate in the contest, all you got to do, get one customer. Get one customer to place an order. Small unit, tiny unit of production. And it does need to be production, not activity. Now, there are other ways that you can recognize activity, and there are different things that we do to recognize activity. And I think you should. You should recognize activity, but not when you're running a pre-contest contest. So 7-day pre-contest. Hey, y'all, next week we're going to be doing a contest. There'll be cool prizes. We're going to have a lot of fun. All you got to do to participate in the contest, bring in one customer with one order. Or if you have a new product line, sell one of the orangey oranges, sell one of the yummity yums, whatever, sell the sparkle cream, whatever. You move one unit of something, get one customer, or if you are focused on recruiting, get one rep, right? But it's got to be something of production that's so small. And here's what'll happen, and it's happened every time we've ever done this in an organization, is you will have people that you'll get a message from Tony, and you're like, Tony's like, I got one. You're like, Tony, I could have swore I went to your funeral. I haven't heard from you in years. What? Oh my God. wow, congratulations, Tony, right? You will have people come out of the woodwork because they're excited and they believe they can get one. They believe they can get one. They do not believe they can get 5. They don't believe they can get 10. They don't believe they can be first, second, third, but they believe they can get one. So they'll actually do something to get that one. They want to be included. They're always picked last. They're never included in anything. This is a chance for them. Okay. And so you take all those people and you'll have a bunch of people. You will already have one, depending on the size of your team, I guess, obviously a disclaimer there, but you will have one during the pre-contest before the contest even starts. Now, so you take all those people, you put them in a temporary group. Temporary groups, hard to screw up. Permanent groups, easy to screw up, really easy. So one of the major sources of pain of a leader is what we call arrival groups. So this is when leaders, and they do it all the time, they see someone in their organization hits diamond or NMD or presidential or IMD or whatever, right? They hit a rank and they say, ooh, we should put them in a cool group to recognize and honor and love them. And it's with good intentions, but it's a problem. Because when you have arrived groups and someone hits something and they're added to something forever, there's only one conclusion. And you won't notice it right away. It'll take, depending on the organization, depending on the speed of the growth, it'll take anywhere from 3 months to probably maximum 9 months. But what happens is you start adding these, oh, diamond, oh, cool, here. Oh, NMD, over here. Oh, presidential, over here, right? So you start adding them in this group, and it's your leader group. And you speak differently to this leader group, okay? Here's what happens. Now they're entitled. Now they're in this group, and they're entitled. They've been given a voice. They've been recognized. Some of them will stop producing. Some of them will stop prospecting. What happens? Well, these entitled people that aren't prospecting, that aren't producing, what do they start to notice? Hey, my check's going down. So what happens to the non-producing, non-recruiting, check going down person that's been entitled, right? They start complaining. And all of a sudden, your beautiful group full of leaders is now poisoned. And now you're like, dang, man, they're always negative in there, man. Or, hey, I got this new idea. Anytime you present a new idea to a non-producer, they're going to shoot it down. They're going to say, here's what's wrong with it. That's no good. That's not the way I did it. Yeah, you did it 20 years ago. Appreciate the advice, though. Okay. But see, you did this problem. You created it because you edified them, put them on a pedestal with a permanent group. Very easy to screw up a permanent group. I see companies that are at their wits' end because they created this group and now they're all complaining. And it's so bad that if you are a producer, you don't even want to add your people to it. You're like, yeah, there is a diamond group, but you know what? I'd rather not add you there because it tends to poison anyone I put in there, and all of a sudden they become negative, right? Temporary groups, awesome. It's really hard to screw them up. And so what that looks like, if you wanted to run any kind of temporary group, have them qualify for it with recent production, not by rank, not by arrival, right? So let's get back to the contest. I hope that was helpful. That was just a side dialogue here. So anyone that brings in one customer, gets one order, sells one grapey grape, sells one yummity yum, whatever, right? Sparkle cream, whatever. So you're going to be at it. You're going to add them into 7-day temporary contest group. Now, why do you do that? Why a separate group? You don't want to make the big group, your team group, feel bad because they're seeing all these people competing in a contest that they can't compete in, right? There's no reason. Remember the whole disappointment. That's one of your biggest things you're a guardian of. And so you're adding people, you win, now you're in the group. So when the contest starts, you have everyone that's added, right? And you announce first, second, third. I thought you said not to do that. I thought you said not to have first, second, third. Don't only have first, second, third. You still want first, second, third because producers want to compete. They want to beat others. They want to make it happen. And so you still have first, second, third. You just don't only have first, second, third. you have first, second, third, and then you have a second tier. And that second tier is, do X, get Y. And the important part about Y, about X, is it's not a huge amount. So if you had them get one customer during the pre-contest, maybe X is get 2 customers. You follow me on that? Okay. So if they get 1 customer during the pre-contest, they get added to the contest group. If they get 2 customers during the contest, they earn Y. They earn something. The something needs to not cost you anything, because I don't want you breaking the bank. I don't want each of them to get a keychain. I don't want each of them to get a beach towel. I want them to get on either an exclusive training or an interview. Maybe you interview a CEO or a best-selling author or a trainer or whatever. It's some kind of something that can be done in mass, right? It's a group kind of thing that they can earn that doesn't cost you an arm and a leg. And word of advice on the first, second, third. I would not have first, second, third be break the bank prizes, because then it's not duplicatable. So I want my leaders to watch this flow and say, oh my God, he got 10,000 people to get 1 customer. That's incredible. And then he got 4,000 people to get 2 over here. That's amazing. This is unbelievable. I don't want first, second, third to be car, motorcycle, jet ski. Like I want it. Research has found that, and I wish I remember the link. It was on, I forget it was like Science Journal or something like that. But they did test that the size of prize in contests, strangely and weirdly, rarely alters by a large percentage the amount of effort that people in the contest display. So they did all these studies where they said, okay, we need you to do this, all these different things, and the prize is this. And then they went to another group and they had a much, much lower prize. They found that the level of effort was weirdly similar, even though this was a 10x less prize. Weird. It's weird how this stuff works. But the person who wants to win wants to win. And the prize is just kind of like, okay, cool, right? So the people that are going to run for first, second, third, I fully 100% believe that it's more detrimental to have humongous prize as first. Might they run a little harder? They might, but it kills your duplication. Because ideally, I would want my leaders to witness the pre-contest contest and say, dude, I need to do this for my group. I need to do this in my team. But if I have big old prize, then they're going to say, I can't give away a car. I can't give away a motorcycle. This is nuts. I mean, I'll plug my people in, but I don't want to run it. See, I want my leaders running it. I want my leaders saying, that's cool. Now, my favorite first, second, third, and then we'll move on. My favorite first, second, third is when we had events, would be tied to the event. So first place, $500 plus dinner with me at the event, right? If you have a company event. Second place, $250, dinner. Third place, maybe just dinner, okay? Now, very important. Had I announced that in the pre-contest, some people would have said, well, I'm not going to the event, screw it. They would never even try. They wouldn't have gotten that 1 customer or the 2 in the contest. And so helpful, probably a little bit different perspective on contests, but I hope that's helpful. And Robert, you'll have to refresh my memory. I think I'm. How much longer do I have?
You're out of time. But
okay.
Great content.
Well, good. Good. If you last thing, because I know you told me, and I'll get out of here. If you like this kind of stuff, we do have a deep, in-depth course called our Branding and Duplication Playbook. It's at higdangroup.com/playbook. If you like this and you want to dive deeper with us, that will definitely help and teach you how to brand to actually have more duplication. But I appreciate you having me. Love Operation Underground Railroad. Love what you guys are doing. Love Courtney. We actually have her at our event coming up soon. And of course, love Robert. He's amazing.
Well, thank you. And I just have two things to reference. I have a dad bod. Guilty as charged. And I am serious about God. So you're... I love so much. Those two analogies were so great. And I wrote a ton of notes on your contest because that is gold. Anybody that has a big team that wants to run a team, I mean, that is your money maker, is to get your team duplicating. So thank you so much, brother. You're a great man. What a great content. Tell Jess hello and congratulations on the new move.
Yep, you got it. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Thanks, Courtney.